Hello everyone, and welcome to this second tutorial. I'm going to be using a 5mm hook, and I doubled my yarn to have a big yarn corresponding to my hook. Okay, let's get started. So you make a knot, and we're going to chain 80. So we made our chain 80, and we're going to join here. Make sure your chain is not twisted so that it's going to be easier to work with it. So you put your hook on the very first one, and then you slip stitch to join the circle here. Basically, you're not going to need a scissor until the very end because it is in just one piece. So no need to cut the yarn anywhere, just a one go. So if you have long enough yarn, you're not going to stop. So we're apart from the chain, we're going to use one only sole stitch. So you're going to chain 5 and add 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then you have 8 there. Then you're going to yarn over 3 times to make a quadruple crochet, and you're going to skip 3 chain down here, 1, 2, 3, and then on the 4th I'm going to make your quadruple crochet. And there you have a kind of a rectangle, and then you chain 3, and then again yarn over 3 times, and then make your stitch 3 chains apart from the previous one, and then you do that for the whole circle here. Going to keep on doing that on there, and I'll meet you guys when we're done. So we finished the first row, and we're going to join after the 3 chain on the 5th of here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as it counts as a quadruple crochet, and you can count backwards like 1, 2, 3, and the 4th you just leave the 3 chains just like in between all our pillars in our first row, and then we're finished here. So basically you should have 20 pillars here, like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then you make the exact same row as we just did there. You make 8 chain here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then yarn over 3 times, and then make a quadruple crochet, yarn over 2 by 2 just like before here, and you have this, and you make a second row exactly like the first one, like this, and then you keep it on. So we finished our second row. I'm about to finish. 2, 3 chain, and then we join 1, 2, 3 here. For our third row, we're going to chain 8, just like the last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you do the first one just like the previous first one here. The difference here is that we're going to alternate chain 2 and chain 3 in between pillars. So here you just chain 2 and then you make the same crochet here, quadruple crochet. So here we have 3 and here 2, and then you make 3 here, and then 2 chains before the pillar, and so on and so on. So you alternate 3 2 3 2 chains in between pillars there, here, and you're going to make that for the next 2 rows. So I'll meet you guys when we're done with the fourth row. So we finished our 4th row. So if you can see it, they're not the same size. We made them 2 chains, so basically you need to finish with the 2 chains here, and then you count 1 2 3 and join just like before here. For the 5th row, we're going to decrease just like before. This time you're going to begin with a chain of 7 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have our 5 chain of a pillar and 2 chain in between, and yarn over 3 times just as usual. Make your pillar just above the last one, and then this time I'm going to chain 2 in between all the pillars. So we're going to make 2 rows of this one just like before. So pillar, chain 2, pillar, chain 2, and then we make 2 rows. So here we're done with the 6th row. So chain 2 and join 1 2 and the 3rd here just as usual. We're going to make a decrease again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Pillar here, 2 3 4, and then we make a chain of 1 2 3, pillar, 2 by 2 2 by 2 2 2, and then chain 2 just like when we made those rows here. You're going to alternate chain 2 and chain 1 in between the pillars just like so, and then we make 2 rows again of that, like this one. So 2 1 2 1 chain in between pillars. So 2 chain, 1 chain, 2 chain, and so on and so on for 2 rows. So we finished the 2nd row of this 2 chain and 1 chain in between pillars. So in total we've made it 2 4 6 8 rows till now. So we're going to make our last row of decrease, and just as usual make chain of 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I'm going to make a pillar just as usual, and then chain 1 and pillar, and so on and so on. So I'll meet you when we're done with this row. So chain 1, pillar, chain 1 and pillar, so on. So now we're done with the last decrease row. We've done 9 rows. So there we're going to make the exact same row as this one, and we will add 4 more rows like this. In total we should have 13 rows. So here I have 9, we add 4 more here, just like the last row, we will have 13. So we finished the 4th row, have our 13 rows of first sleeve. So there we're going to start to open the sleeve. So we basically do the same, 3, 5, 6 here, pillar, chain 1, and you keep on doing this until we reach here. So we reached the other side, and here we're not going to join, we are just going to make another pillar on the first here, just like the previous one, just like the first one. So pillar, going a quadruple crochet here, so they're not joined anymore. So I'm going to chain 6 just as usual in the beginning, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then flip. This time we're going to crochet to the other side again. So make a pillar on there, and then chain 1, and you remake the same row as before to the other side. So we're about to reach the complete other side. So we're going for the last one, you just skip 1 chain and put your crochet hook on the second one, so that leaves that little space just as usual before the pillar. So here we went on the other side. So we're going to make our chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and flip, and we do it again. We're going to make 3 more rows like this. So in total, when we open it, we will have 5 rows open like this. And so we finished the 5th row when we're open right here, 5th row. So we basically finished the first sleeve actually. So here we are on the halfway. So we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flip work, and make a quadruple crochet in the next pillar, just as usual. And then we're going to chain 35. Let's go. So here we have our 35 chain. Make sure you don't twist it, and then directly we're going to make a pillar on the for the last here, pillar 2, 5, chain 1, and then another one on the very first one of the last row here. So we have this symmetrical gap in here, in which you've guessed is the collar of our sleeves. Your head will go through this hole afterwards. And then we're going to start the second sleeve, which it will be the symmetric to this one, but from the collar actually. So for the first row of the second sleeve, we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flip our. We're going to make the last row we had here. So I'm going to make a pillar just as usual right here. 4, then chain 1 and skip 1 chain, and here actually I'm going to make it here because it will be twisted if not. So pillar, chain 1, skip 1, and then pillar, and it would be just as right here, but reversed actually. So chain 1 here, skip 1 here, and then pillar, and then you do it until the very last here on the other side. And then we're done with the first row of a second sleeve, and just like on the other side, we're going to make 5 rows of like this. So here we're going to flip and flip and flip to make the 5 rows just like on this side before we join to make the rest. So let's add 4 more rows here. So we are about to finish the 5th row, where we're going to join to the other side. So we're going to make the last pillar. 1, 2, 3. But there, before you end this one, we're going to join it where on the top of the first pillar. So chain 1, I'm going to join here, and then you pull through everything. Woo! I'm going to do it again, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. There, and then here and here. So we've joined the last one, and then we're going to make rows just like before on the other side here. So we've made in total, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 regular, like 4 rows with a pillar and a chain 1. So 4, we're going to make 4 here, and yeah, just make 4 and see you there. So we finished our 4th row here. Just like I said, we're going to make the exact same thing here, but backwards. So when you notice, there are the 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this line here is where it increases. There are increases like it's larger. So even if we made 5 rows until we reached here, in this sense, backwards it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th will be increased, as this line here is our reference and not the rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are looking this way right now. So this is the 5th row from here. This is the 5th row. So on the 5th row we're going to increase. So to do so, we're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then pillar just right here, and then chain 1 and pillar on the next stitch, and then chain 2 to increase here, and then chain 1 and pillar, and so on. And here we're going to make the whole row, and the second row exactly like this one, just the same. So we finished the 2 rows of increase. So here we have 2 chains, 1 chain, 2 chains, just like in the row below it. We're going to increase again for 2 rows, which will be the same for 3, 4, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then crochet just as usual, and then chain 2, then crochet as usual, and then chain 2. We do this until you reach here and join, and then another row just like this one, which is quadruple crochet, chain 2, quadruple crochet, chain 2. Let's go for 2 rows. So we finished the 2 rows of crochet and chain 2. So there we have 2 rows, and then we keep on increasing. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then quadruple crochet, and then chain 2, quadruple crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and quadruple crochet, and then chain 2, and so on and so on. Chain 3, chain 2, chain 3, then chain 2, and so on until we join here, and you do the exact same row twice. So just as usual. So we finished the 2 rows here, the 2 rows, and as you can see, we are about here. When we compare it to the other sleeve. So here we have the 3 and then 2 chains, 3, 2, 3, 2 chains. Then here we have the 2 first rows of 3 chains and quadruple crochet, 3 chains, quadruple crochet. So here we have the 2. And as you can see, we have 3 chains here and here and here, as this is the very first chain we begin with. So we have 3 rows of 3 chain in between the pillars. So those will be the last 3 rows we're gonna make. So as usual, we chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then quadruple crochet, and then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, quadruple crochet, and so on and so on, and we make 3 last rows and we're gonna be finished. And so we're done, we finished 3 rows. I'm going to slip stitch in the next chain here, chain and pull. I'm going to hide this string later. Can cut it there, and so we're done with the whole thing. And of course there's a hole here when you're going to introduce yourself. Here our upper body and your head will go through here, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching.